Welcome back. So today I wanted to share with you my most versatile oracle decks. These are the decks that I feel like I am constantly reaching for across all kinds of reading. May it be like a year ahead reading, just a reading for regular questions, a reading for timelines, when to do, when to start something, also even past life, right? Even past life readings, I use them. Okay, let's start. My number one most versatile card that it's one of my oldest decks, and what I'm always reaching out for it's so simple. It's the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck by Denise Linn. And I'll show them to you. It's one word and just a picture. Some of them quite fantastical, and others quite, simple, but somehow in its simplicity and a single word that is provocative, like this: stand still. It feels like it's adaptable to any kind of reading. And so if you are like a starting or a beginner reader, like this is a really, Denise Lynn's decks are mostly like this, very useful in a wide range of readings. Look at that. Look at this. This is one of my favorite. Look at this. You can read so much into that, right? It says voyage, but the whales are out of the water and there's a full moon to boot. And the whale is carrying its young. There's so much. There's so much that you can read into that, right? So yes, that's my number one. Really, when in doubt and I don't know what deck or decks to use, this is for sure one of my picks immediately. Another very versatile deck, also a deck that has been with me almost since the beginning, is the Moonology Messages Oracle by Yasmin Boland. I know almost all, well, I have another one of hers. Her Moonology decks are all bestsellers. There is something also this is the back. Very nice, no? There's always, it's, the illustration is unique. They're very bold and they register so well on camera, right? They're so easy on the eyes, but very dynamic. Look at that, accept help. And she looks like she's in an island with boundaries, with a full moon on top and a moon appearing below and stars on the side, and the colors, you can read so much into it, right? You would assume that a moon deck would be like only appropriate for like timing, but it's appropriate for that and many other things. But because it's also quite, if not the visuals, the words, they can be quite emotional, like this: face your fears. I am not an astrologer by any means. I follow other people for astrology. I do feel some connection with the phases of the moon, but I can't say that I'm a learned astrologer. But look at the visuals of this. It's just so easy on the eyes, and it's very unique. Look at that. Self-regulation. It's a bull at the end of the rainbow in the middle of a desert with a full moon and clear skies above. Oh my gosh. Wow, look at this shadow work. Like you're being reflected, the shadow is being reflected in the sand, and there's a full moon with phases of the moon within it. Wow. Yeah, the illustration is very dramatic, and I find this useful in almost all kinds of reading, general readings, and even more like deeper mystical ones. Another one that I am surprised that I always reach out for when in doubt is this Inner Child Oracle by Lynn Aisling. In the beginning, I got this for, I just like the prompt words, and I like that there's enough elements visually that I can latch on, that my intuition can latch onto and interpret. I love that it depicts imaginary places. So it's really not set, and my interpretation is usually different every time, depending on how I use it, what kind of reading I use it for. Look at this. Say yes. Say yes. Look at that. Disappointment is not the end. So I find this very useful, and any reading that feels like it's going to be emotional, or even messages from guides, because it feels very warm and supportive. Very warm and supportive. You would think that an Inner Child Oracle deck would be like just sweet, right? But this can be a little confronting, actually. It can make you think, yeah, this card is always a mystery to me when it comes up, and I interpret it differently every single time. Look at that. Wow. And so this is, yes, one of the decks that I always kind of reach out for, and I feel very connected to. So it's whenever I use it, it just feels easier. It just feels easier. And then I would bunch this last three because they are all Rebecca Campbell decks. This is the first one that I got. I have one more, but I feel like it's very specific. The Starseed Oracle. I don't have the Work Your Light. The Starseed Oracle, it feels quite, for me, like the energy is quite specific, and so I only use it for certain people, or just if it calls out to me for a reading. But these three, the healing waters, the ancient stone, and this is one of the older ones, but this is one of the more recent purchase that I made when I felt drawn to Magdalene, divine feminine energy. I got this one. So I'll show you what I like about Rebecca Campbell decks. I know some people will find it quite hard to connect with, but I don't know. I know Rebecca Campbell's a Virgo too. And I feel like her visual language and the richness of the phrase that she uses and other supporting phrases or words, I feel connected to it, and I feel like they speak to me as well, being a fellow Virgo. Look at that, it's all a wash in pink. I know some people will find that they're not, like the visuals they feel kind of hazy, but I feel like that's precisely the point. It shouldn't be exact. There should always be room for your intuition and imagination to insert into it more than what you see. Allow you to perceive much more than what is present there, to also perceive what is kind of absent and let your intuition kind of fill in the blanks. Look at that. Wow. I've never picked this before. It says release the petals. This. So I feel this is very versatile. I love that whenever I use these decks, interpretation is really fast. Like I feel my readings like move very fast, move very quickly, because it's easy for me to derive meaning from it. And I love that this is the Healing Waters Oracle. Yeah, this is the back. Like a droplet of water under the microscope. Look at this. Selkie. See, like this. Super hazy, like in a fog. Right? And you can pull meanings from that. Oh, beautiful. What else? I want to show you. Look at this stagnant water. This beneath the surface, like the woman is like an iceberg. I love that it's very talkative. For me, I can derive a lot of depth from using these decks. Yeah, lastly, I'll show you sample cards from the Ancient Stones Oracle. I love. Look at the back. Look at this. Dancing with the stones. They're quite similar to each other. I feel like I can, if I didn't see the backs of these cards, I could bunch them into one mega deck. one giant deck. There's a lot of green in the pictures, but more blue in the bottom of it. Right? Oh, for me, like they feel both grounding but also mystical. Look at that. Wow. So yeah, Rebecca, oh, look at this. Yeah, one of my favorites. What does it say? The cycle breaker. Yeah. See, you can read into it so much. So yes, I love using, I can never, these are the decks. When I am in doubt, I don't know what to use, I don't know what to bring, or yes, when I go on trips and I don't know what will come up, I love bringing these decks. And they're always, to me, so beautiful to look at. So restful for my eyes, but at the same time, so activating for my intuition. So yeah, those are my most hardworking, most versatile decks in my deck collection. Is that what we should call it? Deck collection? Yeah. I would love to hear what to you are your most versatile decks. Decks that you can count on whatever reading you conduct. Yeah. I'll post the names of the decks that I mentioned below. And most of them I found on Amazon and on Fully Booked. Yeah. Thank you again for being here today.